Welcome to the show where anything can happen. The real play experience where we put players against problems with no easy answers, incomplete information, and always against a ticking clock. Coming up in this episode.
In the same breath, claim to look for equality, and yet you call us lesser.
I didn't call you lesser. I said the governmental structure. Apologies.
No.
The colony world Vandris IX is on the brink of civil war. Two rival governments, Faction Alpha and the Junlun Hegemony, each claim legitimate authority. Their automated orbital and surface defense systems are poised for mutually assured destruction. If no agreement is reached today, the weapon systems will activate, resulting in planetary bombardment and the loss of millions of lives. Both sides insist that peace is possible. Both believe a compromise can be reached. The crew have to negotiate a settlement within 20 minutes, or something terrible might happen.
Hello, I'm Antonio Salheta. I'm a game designer, and today I'm playing Carte Bernard, the journalist.
Hi, I'm Kat Welsford. I'm a games marketer, and today I'm playing Carol 2755, Junlun Hegemony representative, and the true winner of this scenario, obviously.
Hi, I'm Chris Payne, game developer, actor, role player, and tonight I am playing Edward Harper, the UFR's chief engineer and constructor of the defense grid.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucie. I'm a games producer and improviser, and today I will be playing Inspector Leekssie, and I represent the UFR. And we have to find a solution.
Hello everyone, my name is Miko, otherwise known as the Okayist GM. I am a professional storyteller and TTRPG actual play streamer, and today I will be playing Arture of Gralis, a representative of Faction Alpha, just simply seeking for his people to survive.
There is no external rescue. There is no higher authority. If they fail, Vandris IX burns. And of course, anything can happen.
If you could please clarify for me of the Hegemony what it is that you expect to get out of this conversation, I would greatly appreciate it so that we can all get started in this appropriately.
Well, as you expected. As you requested, rather. We are looking for peace, a simple peace deal, and as you know and I know, the best people to be able to broker this is ourselves. We need to make sure that we are making the best for all of our peoples, making sure that we are following the simpler side, the ethical side, putting ourselves into what is of the best interests of our people, which is obviously what you also require, yes?
The population of Alpha has historically been underserved, underdefended, and underreported, and this cannot continue. This has been troublesome for generations, and unfortunately, while I do believe that peace is possible, I am concerned about whether or not you truly represent the peace that you say you claim to have in your heart.
Why not?
Our people have long pressed for our autonomy, and yet, at every turn in history, we are rebuked from that autonomy. We have suffered tremendously under old mistakes, and I cannot see how we can continue that without being able to protect ourselves. The desires of peace are laudable, but if they do not come with assurances of our capable defense, then what does it matter?
But you're speaking about peace, and yet you still keep the orbital lasers. Thank you, Cart. I appreciate making sure you get me in frame correctly. I very much appreciate it. But
Just here to report.
it's all I need. It's all I need. But you obviously are still keeping those lasers, the orbital defense systems, active.
Yes?
And yet you are coming to peace. we are the correct and easiest way to peace. Rebellion from lesser factions is never going to solve any kind of peace crisis here. All we are simply trying to do is make sure that everybody is equally represented, and the only way we can do that is by having a system that is pure democratic, that has representation from the Alpha side, that has communication from the Alpha side, but most importantly, it doesn't have these rebellious natures. It doesn't have these faffing around and fiddling about small, tiny things. Everybody has issues. Everybody has problems. We can't expect the world to be solved instantly. But you're coming here saying, "Oh well, we've had the worst time. We've had the worst time." So have our people had horrible times. We've had starvation. We've had places where people can't even get basic caviar from the seas. Is that really what we're expecting here?
You're in the same breath claim to look for equality, and yet you call us lesser.
I didn't call you lesser. I said the governmental structure. Apologies.
No.
I meant the governmental structure.
No, you refer to people as lesser.
Right, didn't we, Cart?
This is the terminology that causes strife. This is what has held us back for so many generations. This is from what we come. How can you expect us to not want to defend ourselves?
Folks, if I may intervene, I know time is short. We only have 20 minutes before all hell breaks loose on the planet. Obviously, as you know, I represent the UFR intervention, part of the emergency legal system here. I just want to clarify here, please, to make sure we're on the same page, because surely we all want to avoid the planetary destruction here. So, obviously here, Carol, representing the Junlun Hegemony, wants to keep the system in place, and I'd like, Arture, if you will, could you please summarize to us what your demands are? I understand, obviously, you want your faction to have what you would, I assume, consider to be the fair share, and could you please perhaps go more in details of that?
Yes, please. Get a shot of him.
Make sure you get his good side. If he has one.
We want shared peacekeeping authority and responsibility. We want recognition that we deserve to be at the tables where decisions are made that affect our people in so many disastrous ways of the past that cannot continue in the future. That is the simplest element of this. We need our autonomy both to protect ourselves from a military standpoint, but also from within the recognition of what the UFR can provide to us. The weapons that you make, that you give to the hegemony, that is irresponsible. That is the kind of thing that has led us on this path.
Let's be clear here. Obviously, as the UFR, we just want to make sure that the planet is cared for, and we didn't specifically give weapons to the hegemony. We just help the planet with defense. Now, we're talking about, dispute within the planet here. There is no bias on the UFR side here. But I understand you've got qualms. I'm not denying your issues. I just want to be very
am
clear here.
perfectly fine to put aside such old mistakes and let them remain buried, as long as you understand that I merely want to protect the citizens. That is all.
So we're agreed. I think this can obviously be solved in much less than 20 minutes. I have the paperwork all drawn up already. We will have the demilitarization of the orbital weapons. We will make sure that you guys have a seat at the table. We've got some fantastic seats. I've got a really nice one. It's red. It's got some lovely benches next to it. We've got enough seats for maybe a handful of you even, which would be absolutely lovely to have. I know that the arts team have been absolutely fantastic in wanting to try and make sure that we get
this
into
has
more
proceeded to this point. You talk of arts, you talk of comfortable seats, and you do not listen. I stated very clearly when I answered the inspector's statement request that we must maintain military autonomy, and yet you state that that means that the orbital platform must be decommissioned. That cannot happen.
You can absolutely keep some militarization, but you complain about the UFR giving us weaponry, and yet we simply do it for defense in the same way as you. If we can all come to a nice collective agreement, we can all share the weaponry together. We can be on the same side.
If I could interject,
Waving guns around. Oh, Edward, of course, please go ahead. I very much appreciate your smarts and insight on this. It's so incredibly interesting.
Thank you, Representative. The purpose of the defence grid is not only for planetary defence, but it is for the government to use. Obviously, in principle, the authority of planetary government derives from the threat of force, and that is what the defence grid provides. But it was intended to be controlled by a democratically elected planetary government. It was never designed for this sort of schism, and I'm a little concerned to see it being used as a stick in this way.
I am concerned about this too. It has been a threat over our people's heads for far too long. The fact that we have been able to exert some amount of control over some aspect of this is remarkable, and you want us to give that up. I cannot see a way forward in that case.
If I may, Arture, you complain of not being fairly represented here. Do we have figures of, your people, referendums, some sort of survey of the discontent of your people, specifically from the Alpha faction?
Oh, if I might interrupt, I think Cart might have, because you did some research in this area, didn't you? You did some fantastic, I saw some wonderful journalism about looking into the slums in the in the part of the faction Alpha areas. Am I correct?
Yes, please. Tell me about how downbeaten my people are.
Well, it was appalling, to say the least. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that is due to the lack of misrepresentation. I think, in fact, it might be a bit more from oppression. I am curious. If you... apologies, Representative Carol, but we are calling for this... decommissioning of this orbital weapon. What sort of concessions is Junlun capable of making for this, deal to happen?
Well, we are absolutely, as I've said before, we're happy to offer the Alpha representatives seats at the table, making sure that they can have interesting consequences. I appreciate that there are lots of, should we say, there's a lot of corruption within the Alpha community. I've heard of people getting into horrible debt with some, what would you call it? Like the mobs, the syndicates there. And I just want to make sure that they aren't allowed to thrive in this awful area. I want to make sure that everybody is happy. And when we have people who have seats at the table, I'm sure that some of the fantastic war and combat operatives from the Alpha representation would be absolute assets to have within our political armies, should we say. Like, I personally would love to see some of the very interesting weaponry that the Alpha team have managed to create. I mean, I heard of one that is designed to take out your eyes like a melon baller. Wouldn't you agree that really, Cart, all we really need here is a sense of everybody working together and working for democracy and working for fairness and fair play and making sure that people aren't being extorted, people aren't being attacked by mobs in their back garden. Am I right?
Well, it seems that you're more proposing a merger of sorts, more of like,
That's exactly right.
An acquisition of the Junlun Hegemony, just completely swooping the Alpha representatives' side into your own government?
Yes, we need... There always has to be side that is going to be... We have the order, we have the rooms, we have the benches, we have the seats. Can the Alpha side say the same? Like, you're asking for a seat at our table, and as Kart said...
No,
a lot
I'm
of your
not
tables
asking
have
for
and
a
don't
seat
have
at
seats.
your table. This is not your table. This planet has never been solely yours. The
But it has not been
Hegemony
yours either.
No, it has not. We have been made painfully aware of that for a very long time.
Folks, this is both your planet, okay? What we're saying is that we're in immediate danger of destruction. We need to solve this, and on top of that, I've received notice just now that there's some strange, unusual cyber activity on our base currently.
Chief Engineer, can we get any details of that?
No. Some of the systems have come online. Yes, multiple systems have come online. What, who's activating the grid?
This is
No?
this
Not
is
us.
the. Sorry, go ahead.
Hang on one moment, please.
I
I need to confer with my assistant.
Is your assistant also reporting the same as mine of riots of the faction Alpha outside of the governmental buildings? And we really shouldn't be dealing with this on a day like today. Are you able to contact your representative and see if they're able to do anything? Maybe de-escalate the situation? I know you guys are very good at that.
It is hard
Carol.
to de-escalate the situation when we are being provoked.
Yes, from my reports out on the street, it seems that Hegemony officials are the ones triggering the protesters.
But they're protesting, right?
We are
On a
allowed
day
to
that
protest.
we're meant to... Did they file the correct paperwork?
This is why
Carol,
we get nowhere
paperwork.
every time.
The planet will be disintegrated if this does not de-escalate. Could we not please try and reach a point where, if you want democracy, I don't know, could we discuss perhaps something about reevaluating this place of the Alpha faction within government at some point, have some sort of...
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can talk about making sure that Alpha faction have some seats at the table, making sure that they have some representation in government. But we can't be doing that if there's protesters kicking off every 5 minutes.
Well, we can't be doing that if the planet is destroyed. That's
Yes,
the
I know.
UFR's
That's
official...
what I'm trying to do.
Well, with respect, I think you're going to have to ignore some protesters, planet side. You need to come to terms with some sort of compromise to form a coalition.
What terms are you wanting, Miko? Because as far as I've heard, you've said, I want a seat at the table, I want to be listened to, and I feel like I'm doing all of this. What do you need more than this for you to be able to sign any peace documents?
You speak in these terms of wanting us to participate, and yet you give us no pathway to do so. There has not been fair elections in this world for considerable time.
We cannot have fair elections whilst there is protest happening in the streets. This is basic issues. And while people are being harassed at the polling stations, we cannot have fair elections. We cannot have people being abused and threatened by syndicates.
These syndicates would not be a problem if authority was also given to our faction.
Fantastic. Okay, so we'll give you guys some authority, and we're all good. You guys can call off your syndicate dogs, and we'll all be having a happy time. Are we good with that?
Dogs, they are people. They are people trying to protect themselves and protect other citizenry.
By
As much as I
harassing
may
them?
detest their methods, they do so out of a certain love for the people of Alpha. They were put in this position by the
But
Hegemony.
you say you can call them off.
No, they will be called off by change.
Fantastic.
They will be called off by change that you do not want to truly see happen.
Now, Archer, these are big words and big ideas that I understand. And Carol, please, no mentioning of calling them dogs, but we need action right now. Time is pressing. Can we discuss perhaps a time of election and making sure that there's fair representation based on some sort of, I assume you've got the official census of the amount of people represented by each faction?
We've got a census from our side. We've had a few issues getting
I'm sorry,
censuses
the
from
defense
other
grid
side.
has been activated remotely. Not through normal channels that Faction Alpha control, but through some other means. An external actor. We have 5 minutes.
Can you do anything?
External actor as in UFR external actor?
I'm not sure.
As in Syndicate? As in someone else from Alpha?
I am trying to be circumspect, but it has all the whole. It looks like it is someone from within the Hegemony.
So those protesters have managed to get through and managed to make it into our buildings. That is awful. And you told us to call off the issues here. The amount of paperwork we have to
Just
file
said
to have
that it
anything.
was your people doing this and you instantly blame mine. Instantly.
There is no way that my people would have set off the system. Do you know how much paperwork we have to file even to get an updated bureau record? Cut, I'm sure that you have gone through our systems before. The restrictions that we have, the paperwork and the programs that we have.
Carol, enough with the idea of the paperwork. Your planet is about to be destroyed.
I know! How are we meant to stop it if I can't call on the
It's not us.
Okay.
I will say this quite simply. We do not wish destruction. We want peace.
Okay.
We want to survive,
let's sign
and we have
peace deals.
strived to survive this entire time. We would not be in this position if it was not for the hegemony and the dominance.
We wouldn't be in this position right now
3 minutes.
if you didn't have an orbital grid. I need you to turn it off. I don't
We
care.
did
You
not
must have
build this
overrides
grid.
that-
You blame us for building such a thing, and it was not us. We have no resources for that. We have been
Mr. Harper-
given access to something barely
Then turn it
scraping
off.
through to gain it.
Override it then. You must have an override.
I cannot.
code.
I simply cannot.
So you had a weapon and you couldn't even work it?
Mr. Harper, is there anything you can do about this system?
It would be illegal to have any sort of override outside the control of the planetary government.
I have the UFR. I represent the UFR here. And if I need to give you authority to do so, please do so, because we're about to have a planet being
Yes.
destroyed. That we're on.
And I
I'm
don't
happy to
mean
have-
to. I don't mean to point fingers, but the core helix office down in the planet has been evacuated.
The core Helix planet has been...
The headquarters, yes, down in the planet.
Okay, I didn't want to say, but... Gosh, this is all so complicated. Archer, I'm aware that your political campaign was financed by Core Helix. I find this very
Yes.
suspicious.
Okay. I became elected by whatever means I could to help my people.
1
I
minute.
took donations for that.
Tell them to undo it.
Inspector.
I'll give you whatever you want.
As the representative of the UFR,
Inspector,
yes.
will you agree to pardoning 30 seconds?
Go ahead.
Spit it out, Harper.
I have used an illegal backdoor to initiate a shutdown.
Yes. Do it. Whatever to save the planet.
I hope I
Guys,
didn't leave it too
hold
late.
off your weapons.
20 seconds. 10 seconds. Why isn't it powering down? 5,
Okay?
4,
The UFR
3,
is siding with the hegemony.
2.
I'm with stability here. Stop.
And there is
Enough.
no more room.
The
has come
lights
to
go
this
out. The weapon system shuts down. And that's where we'll leave our circumstances. What will happen in the political negotiations between the Hegemony and the faction Alpha? What will happen to Core Helix? Are they responsible? Did they set this off? Anyone have any thoughts? What's going on?
Well, I was supposed to side with the Hegemony, but I have to say that, like, I was like,
But
I
they're
was
the
told,
ones who
like,
set
you should
this
be
off, aren't they?
No.
Well, like, yeah, but when I heard about Core Helix, I'm like, well, not cool. Like, just, okay, I'll side. I didn't want to not side. I was like, okay, I need the UFR to side. And I'm like, if Core Helix is in there.
Did you
Yeah.
did you not feel blackmailed at all, Cart?
Oh no, I did.
And yet you sided with him.
I did. I was just like, yes. And what about that thing?
There was a bunch of information being shoved to him that he deliberately didn't reveal because he was being bribed. At least that's my impression.
I was just waiting for that moment where we
Yeah.
could like bring it back to the fact that like Hegemony was like really benefiting from defense contracts.
We're not benefiting. It's simply about making sure that we have a stable government bond.
I have it on good authority. Carol has so many shares.
Stable government bonds.
I did not
A little
have this
trust
information.
fund, yes.
Yeah.
I did not have this information.
Yeah, Carol had shares in the defense contracts. Should the Hegemony get access to them, she would have been extraordinarily wealthy. No wonder she was so polite to everybody.
Right.
No wonder.
I
Well.
genuinely would have absolutely given Alpha some seats at the table, and specifically in my brain I was going, so I think it makes sense. Let's do one like about housing, like all like do it in like typical government takeover methods of like, let's give you all the stuff that you guys need the most help with, that like is actively going to benefit your people when you fail, because we'll elect whoever, like you'll elect whatever people that you go, oh yeah, we'll elect the big guy who did like a lot of negotiating, or we'll elect this army marshal, and then we'll assign them like housing or like healthcare or like social care, and then they would fail and we'd be like, oh well, obviously Alpha can't do anything.
I did love the attitude of like, we'll give you 2 chairs. Come on, you can sit down. We'll bring you some food. It's just like
A whole bench.
Yeah. It sounds like there was a dilemma, you know, because on the other side, it's like, well, you're clearly oppressed, but you've got a lot of shady stuff going on. I'm like, it's like there's a dilemma. There's a dilemma to choose. It's like,
Anyone would
I was
think.
Like, you know what? I just want this planet to no blow off so that they can like.
Yeah, but you weren't
shady.
without shade, were you, Inspector?
I mean, what's a little bit of smuggling? Like,
I
in
mean,
the
come on.
past?
Yeah, I mean,
It's fine.
did anyone know
Yeah,
about
maybe,
that?
maybe I didn't want to, you know, maybe I didn't want to side against the Alpha faction because they knew about it, but, also I was like, genuinely, I felt bad. I genuinely felt bad. I was like, oh, cool, Helix. Well, apparently, yeah, that's Judge, so I'll attack you.
I mean, of course, we
Oh,
don't
physically.
know Core Helix set it off.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, no, why would they evacuate?
Oh, they
I also
just
like how in every scenario
off his trip,
we
that's
can
all.
make decisions within 1 second that then affect the whole planet in 1 second.
Yeah, but that's the MacGuffin of it all, isn't it? That's the get out
Yeah,
of
that's
jail
fine.
free card. You know,
Yep. Well, UFR sides with the Hegemony 1 second before destruction.
exactly.
I do applaud you, by the way, Arture. I was going to call you Arture, Miko, because I did love the thing of like, we are suffering, and everyone's just like, pish posh, come on, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, who cares
They
about
gave
his
us-
suffering?
I interpreted the Alpha, the people of Alpha, to be basically at their wits' end, and
Yeah.
like willing to see everything burn because their lives are burning already.
Yeah.
So you back
Makes
someone
sense to
into a
me.
corner, and with no real alternative out, they're they're going to do what they do.
Absolutely.
I feel sorry for you guys. I'm like,
Options.
well, to
Your
some
caviar
extent,
statement, by the way, was amazing.
I feel like
See, I was.
I feel like the weapons manufacturer has got like the moral high ground in this particular scenario. That seems weird.
Because they're dealing to both sides. Like, that's the point,
Well,
right?
not as far as I know.
Yeah, no.
What I
I don't
love
know.
is that I gave very little kind of information about who the faction Alpha was and who the Hegemony were. You've created such rich tapestries of what they are. That makes me feel very
Yeah.
happy.
I was going to say,
Very
yeah,
good.
I knew nothing about either side.
Nope, nothing.
But
Yeah,
was-
very
that's
clearly.
the
Oh,
joy
the
of it.
hegemony is like the leading kind of, sort of, yeah, like, oh yeah, we're stable, but like sort of status quo sort of thing, but not giving a shit that some people are suffering. And the Alpha is all about, yeah, I get it. That
We
must
give a
suck
shit
to
that
be.
some people are suffering. It's just a case of they're currently not taxpayers, and therefore we don't care about them.
Wow.
Well, the paperwork, okay. I
A
mean,
born politician.
okay. As a project manager, I appreciate a good paperwork. No, I don't actually. I just want a good process. But I'm like, come on, guys, let's just get some action going.
Exactly.
Like,
Hey.
you know, not blowing off the frickin' planet.
Not blow. Well, we didn't technically blow up the planet
We didn't, right?
Yay.
for
Okay,
once.
good.
For once, we didn't kill everybody.
Thank God. I didn't
Did
kill
actually
anyone
set
this
it
time.
off.
Yeah, you actually did actually pull it off.
Who
Who
did
set it?
set
Who
it
set
off?
off?
Yay.
Who set off the system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, what happened is the core helix representative was trying to find out if Arture had managed to close down the conversation and get control of the military system. And Arture decided to ignore the message. And so core helix got fed up and decided they were going to blow this joint.
Oh.
You're playing chicken with the core helix.
God. You got
No.
double screwed.
Not necessarily playing chicken as much as, I just don't like being quote-unquote bought and paid for.
Exactly. Which I think was perfect. Perfectly in character.
Oh, okay.
But also perfectly in character of core helix. From every time we've had them encounter, they've always been the bad guy.
Yeah.
Anyone think I have a
I don't
thing
know,
against
it's like
corporations?
You've got a message? You've got a message in your writing, Oscar?
No, don't believe any of that. Do we have
What,
any
big
secrets?
corporation?
Yeah, exactly. Do we have any secrets remaining?
I smuggled some stuff, but I mean, come on, I didn't kill anyone. Also, I didn't kill anyone this time.
Not this time. Not this time.
Again.
Cool. On that note, unless anyone's got any last-minute comments, actually, we should just remind anyone who hasn't been paid attention that Carol, is one of the many Carols of the Society of Carols, and we will often see more Carols, which is always part of the fun.
The Carol lore shall
I like
expand.
The Carol lore. Prior to us kicking off this recording, we were going into great detail on the lore of the Carols, which I think is hilarious. Anyway,
There's always more.
on that note, unless there's anything else, I'm going to say thank you very much, folks. This has been amazing, great fun. Hopefully you out there have enjoyed it too. But if you have, please like, share, subscribe, follow all the usual things that you do on your various podcasts, YouTubes or Spotify's. And we will be back next time when, of course, anything could happen.